of civil aviation property of Bangladesh. Honorable Vice President Sir, Pro Vice Chancellor Sir, Sky Capital Airlines Register Sir, Chief and Exit Audit. I BSMRAAU.
Every report that BSMRAAU use AI acquisition. It gives us immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome at the Robotics Forum. Today's seminar is on developing smart aviation in Bangladesh. Structure of aircraft manufacturing, avionics, and partners. Supported by BSMRAAU AI.
Today we have with us PhD, Chair of Civil of Bangladesh. When we at BSMRAAU, campus exam, we are hereby sponsored by Rama. A warm welcome to our BSMRAAU. Your presence at
I would like to express my sincere gratitude to International Specific Airline Marshal, OSP, AFWC, PhD, GD. Also, special thanks to our lead, also knowledge, assistance of our speakers who are here to share their extraordinary knowledge with us all. Now is our progress video.
our representative of what work. For the segment, now I'd like to request our in the other ID county room state.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار ربنا إنك من تدخل النار فقد أخزيته وما للظالمين من أنصار صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
While standing, singing, and fighting on their side. We have a created also. This is our partner. Glory to you, from the torment of the fire. Our Lord, those you come to the fire will be happy, and long will have no pleasure.
I want to request that model AFWC
respected chief guest, respected chief guest, Air Vice Marshal M. Mofidur Rahman, BBP, BSP, BUP, NDU, FWC, PSC, Chairman Civil Aviation Authority of Bangladesh. Our special guest, Wing Commander retired J. Mostafidur Rahman, sir, CEO, Sky Capital, respected Seminar Chair, Air Vice Marshal ASM Fakhrul Islam, OSP, GUP, NDC, FWC, PSC, Pro Vice Chancellor, distinguished experts, faculties, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. I, Commander Kamulation Nutin, Dean of ASRS faculty, welcome you all for today's seminar, though it's a little late, and we will finish it in time. The seminar is on developing smart aviation in Bangladesh. You know, there is the challenge and opportunities. In a nutshell, smart aviation is the use of advanced technology for developing the aviation sector. And if you are not current with it, if you are not aware of it, if you are not participating, then we will not be relevant. So we have to be relevant with it. To tell about that, we have amongst us two very special persons. One is the chairman of the highest government body, aviation regulatory body. And one is from a very renowned air cargo service, CEO of that company. So the same aviation sector, but from two different stakeholders. So I think the audience will be really benefited. To talk about some, about Air Vice Marshal Mofidur Rahman, sir. Sir was born in 1964 and joined Air Force in 1983 and sir was commissioned in 85 from the BF Academy. In his academic career, sir has various degrees. One master's he has completed from NDU, Washington, USA. And in Air Force, he has commanded two main operational bases. One is the base Bangabandhu Kumitula, Dhaka, and the other one is base Johor at Potanga Chittagong, where I was fortunate to serve under him. He's a fighter pilot. He's a UN peacekeeper, and he's a vastly experienced, and he has served in different capacity in the Air Force, other than AOC also before that. Also, he was a director in Air Headquarters. Sir joined the Civil Aviation Authority of Bangladesh before 4.5 years. He's one of the longest serving CAB chairman, and we are very fortunate to have him with us today. After joining, the person was given with the daunting task of materializing the project of third terminal in Shah Jalal. And he was rightly selected by the government. And despite having numerous challenges, sir has completed the job in time. And we are waiting for its resume operation shortly. Then you understand, after the third terminal is in full operation, the aviation sector in Bangladesh will have really a great boom. The pace will be increased. And it will, the opportunity, if we are not ready, then we will not be able to grasp it. So as the CAB chairman is with us, sir will be the most resourceful person to bridge the gap between the academia, that is the theoretical part, and with the reality on ground. Sir has made his time to be available here today, sir. We are very much grateful for you for that. And at the end of the session, we will hear from him, his vision. Our keynote speaker is Wing Commander retired J. Mostafidur Rahman, sir. He's the CEO of Sky Capital Airlines Limited. Sky Capital is one of the leading air cargo service. They operate domestically and also in the regional sector. He joined the company in 2014, and within 2017, he became the CEO of that company. And after his assuming responsibility, the company has expanded. Operation has also been expanded. Business has also increased. He had an illustrated career during his tenure at Air Force. He is a distinguished alumni of Air University, Alabama, USA. He was the topmost graduate from our Defense Service Command and Staff College, Mirpur. And he had his master's degree from National University during that time. He's a graduate of BF Flying Instructor School. Personally, I feel very much honored today to introduce him to this faculty. I can remember before 30 years, we used to share the cockpit of the same aircraft. Once I was a cadet, and my dear students, you can understand, it's a very small classroom with one instructor and one student, and the business often closest to risking life. Wherever I stand today, sir has great contribution to that, and I'm really indebted to him. The bondage between instructor and student in Air Force is a special one, I should say. In his career, sir has flown different types of fighter aircraft in BF, and also after retirement, joining in the civil airlines, sir presently is flying Boeing 737-200 as an instructor and also as an examiner. So without further ado, let me welcome sir to take over from me from here and educate us, sir, on the theme of today's topic, sir. For your control.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chairman, Civil Aviation Authority, Vice Chancellor, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Air and Space University, Air Vice Marshal Mahmoud Hussain, sir, my dear students, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good afternoon. Last Friday, early in the morning, I received a call from one of my good old friend, Provici. He says that, sir, there is a seminar in Lalmonirhat, will be interested to be there. I said that who all will be there? He said that, sir, Chairman Civilization, he has given kind consent and our students will be there. So I gave him just, give me about few minutes time, let me check what all I have, engagements. Then I found that not much really, I was busy. So after about hour and a half, I sent him a text that, okay, Habib, I am ready, I'll go there. Fine. After 1.5 days, about 2 days, I sent him a text that please give me the topic and who all will be there. By then he is here. Then he came up, the Chairman Civilization will be there, DFSR will be there, some other CA officials will be there, and the topic is this. Then I understood that this is a wrong place for me to go because I am an operator, airlines, and the top leaders of the regulatory authorities will be here. And I have been requested to talk about the challenges of the aviation. Never mind, I find DFSR is already is giving a smiling face. That sir, come down to my office next week, then we'll sort it out. So the best part is that this is an academic session. So I don't mind talking all this. Hopefully that will enrich all of us. With that prelude, I praise to Almighty Allah for giving me an opportunity to talk to in this academic forum. And my grateful thanks to Vice Chancellor in person, sir. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. And thanks to all your team members. Okay. To move on to that challenges and opportunities in developing smart aviation, this is a huge subject. It takes long time to talk. However, I will not go into the detail. I'll be focusing only for mostly the majority audience of this part, that my dear students. I'll be focusing on that. So as the government moves on with the 2041 vision for Smart Bangladesh, and we are already into it, that we can find in all the sectors. So aviation sectors will also be part of it. Just to give you an idea that we are sitting here 2023, from here 2041, what would look like the aviation world itself? Just giving an idea, maybe you already know. Right at this moment, there are as many as about 23 to 40, sorry, it is about 26,000 commercial aircraft flying in this world. That is only the jet. I'm not talking about the propeller. And this by 2040, this number will be almost double. That will be 47,000. So you can imagine. The young lords, you know, that 3 o'clock afternoon in our Bangladesh time and 10 o'clock in the evening, Bangladesh time, you go to flightradar24.com and you zoom over the Europe and North America, and you will see the volume of traffic. It is more than, if you go there, more than flying all over the places. And think about this, it is going to be doubled in another 20 years. Okay. If you talk about the pilots, it is about something 395,000 all over the world, and it's going to be 600,000 by 2037, not 2040. And if you talk about your professions, that stands about 200,000 right now, and it's going to be tripled, more than 600,000. So that is the requirement of the industry all over the globe. And remember, we are part of the globe and we are no less. All over the globe, most of the market, those are saturated. If you talk about North America, if you talk about the Europe, those are markets are saturated. And the booming market is Pacific region, and we are part of it. Already we are holding 34% of that cake, and it's going to be more, and this growth rate will be 5.2%. So having said that, now let's come down to the Bangladesh. What is going to happen? I am not going to talk what assessment, our assessment. I will just give 3 assessments. One from Airbus. You know that Airbus had been trying to penetrate through Bangladesh for last 3, 4, 5 years, and probably they have already. Now their initial assessment in 2019, their sales director, that he gave an idea that with the progress of 5 to 6% of the GDP growth, and this is going to be the phenomenal. And he assessed that time that this growth rate, where other countries in the globally is 2.5%, and Bangladesh increase is going to be 5%. That's almost double. And then another source from IATA, they says that by 2037, the requirement of the domestic requirement will be only from 50 to 150 aircrafts. 150 aircrafts will be required only to support the domestic support and regional support of Bangladesh. So that's where the Bangladesh aviation is going in another 20 years. Now, with that everything does not come free, everything has got a price. Now I'll go over that was the challenges. Just to suit the audience, I have given these 3 parts. One, I'll talk about the global, then national, and then I'll go individually about you individuals. Global, I'll not discuss. The global mostly will be on security and safety aspect. And then this is another challenge global will be the labor cost, because all over the world, the aging people are increasing. That many of you know that some 2,600, by year 2,600, if this is the mortality rate goes, the Japan, there will be probably no human person will be there in Japan. And Europe is like same. So the labor cost is going to be very high. And this is a plus point for people of this region. Next, the infrastructure. That infrastructure, you see that Boeing is producing every 18 hours, a Boeing 737 is delivered down the line. 18 hours, one flight. And that is the place is going to be further enhanced in the production line. And this production line, already we see the challenges and mismatch. If you have seen that last 2 years, there are so many, what is that called? Incidents. Even last week, there's Alaska Airlines, there is a bolt from the aircraft, and there's a huge scam. And this is because of happening is that human factors and the production line is more production, and compromising with the quality. Anyway, things will come up, but this is another challenge for the global. Now let's come down to our main point, that is our national. What we are going to have the national challenges to support such a huge expansion. The first of all, if we talk about the strategic level, government level, there has to be a prioritize that government should say that we want this aviation to grow. If we look back, at present, we have two booming industries that supports our economy. That is, number one is your RMG and number two is your medicine. Am I right? Now, if you look back, why these things did happen? Our RMG started in late 70s. The government took initiative and thereafter the investors came up and that was a greenfield. And after all these 40 years, they have matured such a way that if you have visited some of the industry and factories in the Ghazipur or Mymensingh area, then you will be astonished. I'm sure many of you have seen. It is no less than any other developed country's industry. All automation and everything else is a green, all recycle. So they have in 40 years. The government wanted at the in 1977, 78 that we want this industry to grow, and that's what that we have getting the result after this 40 years. Go over the medicine. It was in mid-80s. The government took the decision that yes, that was the prioritize of the government. And after this, all 35 years, we have grown in such that there are some medicine that unique in nature and that is produced in our country, and we are exporting in manifold. So these are the two. I give this example. Now, this aviation is coming up another. To me, the government is yet to give that prioritize that yes, this is the topmost or this is the number one or number two. That prioritize as an operator, as an airlines, we feel that from the government side, it has not been given. And in different forum, we have talked on to this, that government has to say that, yes, this is the prioritize, we move on that. That's why we find there are, as I come through the other points, you will find that, yes, the priority. So first point, the challenge is that government has to say that, and that level is just to give that body decision that this is our priority and we move on with this aviation. Number two challenge is, to me, is find that the regulatory authority is Civil Aviation Authority of Bangladesh, but they are overburdened with many other things which they are not supposed to. Like as we say, in the conflict of interest. Regulatory authority is giving me license. He is giving me to give the power or giving the authority to fly. But at the same time, he is giving the service of airport services, which he is not supposed to. And the airport services are being audited and inspected and renewed by regulatory authority. This kind of arrangement, it is nowhere in the world. Maybe there are one or two places, but it is not a common thing. So this thing, we have discussed it number of times, and we have given this feedback to Civil Aviation Authority, and I am sure they are working on it, and someday we'll get the result of this. Then comes the national carrier, the challenges. That's Bangladesh Biman is our national carrier, and you know that what magnitude, that's mismanagement, I should say. There is nothing, there is nothing hidden here. Everybody knows it, and these are in official documents. That this kind of white elephant in this whole world nowhere exists. And if you see our neighboring countries, they are also shifting from that paradigm to new places, because for giving the air services, to give facilities to top level well-earning people, to give their facilities, the taxpayers, the commoner taxpayers cannot be taken into that expenditure. So national carrier, it itself is a challenge. How government is going to sort out this, or whether it is to be decided that it is a business organization or not. If it is not business organization, that the amount of money it is pouring through, that we'll see that how much is going. So that is another hindrance, another challenges, that how the national level hindrance is going to be overcome. Then we talk about the infrastructure. I am sure right at this moment in the Chairman Civil Aviation table, there are another frequency request that foreign aircraft wants to come here, 7, 8 files or more than that they're pursuing hard. But are we ready for that? Probably not. Because he knows also, everybody knows, with the single runway, the infrastructure and our traffic system in and around the airport, we just cannot handle the amount of traffic or passengers that we are planning for. Because it's not only aircraft landing, it's a complete cycle. One of my brother will come from Feni, come to the Dhaka, then he will get into the airport, he will get on board and he will go to the Middle East, and from his family who has come to Dhaka to see him off, they will go back to home. This is all a cycle. This all infrastructures comes close and comes in the loop of this aviation. So are we ready? So probably not. And if we are not, then we have made a third terminal. That third terminal is not going to give us the result. And as the way we are thinking that is going to be a regional hub, probably not. So that is another challenge the government is going to face. Then comes this is a very, very common, that is the bureaucratic hurdles. So bureaucratic hurdles, it's nothing new. This part of the world, especially in our subcontinent, is a very new. As an operator, I get to see as many as seven government organizations I have to face. But the best part is that the one-to-one direct, the regulatory authority, civil aviation authority, they take care good. But at the same time, once it is with others, for example, I have to go to the Ministry of Civil Aviation and Tourism. I have to go to the Ministry of Home Affairs for the security clearance of my expatriate team members. I have to go to the VIDA for the work permit and the e-visa for the expatriates. And then I have to go to the NBR for the tax. And I have to go to the Ministry of Commerce for exporting of the engines and the high value items. So these seven, it's just killing. It's just killing. Because we had been talking that make it some one stop. And this aviation is such a language that nobody speaks at civil aviation language. Because civil aviation authority, they send a letter. There are many technical terms and people are sitting all those authorities. I'm not undermining them. They fail to realize the urgency and the language of that. And ultimately, who suffers? Suffers mainly, suffers the industry, of course, and suffer the investor and operators like us. It's a big challenge, I should say. One of the worst possible challenges that we face with these bureaucratic hurdles. And I tell you that if we cannot come out from here, then the whatever fruition we are trying to look forward in 20 years down the line, we are not going to achieve at all. Next point is the national level is, I think that HR development. And this is most relevant to you. HR development in sense, from the operator side, there were two sources. One was Air Force, another is Bangladesh Biman. As I said, what kind of Bangladesh Biman professionalism and their business plan that we understand very well. And Air Force, those who come from Air Force, they work on and learn. So learning by doing. So that's not so yeah. But good news is that over last 5 years, that the institutes or the organization like this university, they have come up, and we are really looking forward that another 5-7 years down the line, this HR issue will go on. Right at this moment, the leading airlines of this country, even my airlines, we are hiring engineers, pilots, and professionals, all with the technical background. And you know how difficult it is to get foreigners, to get his security clearance, to get his work permit, to get his income tax cleared, to send him remittance, to give him 2 months compulsory leave. And top of that, that amount is 5 figures in US dollars. That's hell of a money that is drained out. So that HR, if the man or women behind the machine or on the desk, that becomes another big challenge, that we can buy a machine, but point is that we have to run that system, that we are lacking like anything. Now I come to my own problems. Now we said that on national challenges, now I come to the airlines challenges, what we have. Okay, I will not go because it's always others are bad, I am good, but still I should say a few points. First of all, the investors, the businessmen, those who want to invest in Bangladesh in aviation, with due respect, I would like to tell that they want to see that this is another RNG or this is another medicine kind of business, which is not. That is a big gap on educating them. And this comes from that HR. That HR means the professionals who will educate them and come down and encourage them. they fail to give them the exact picture on that. So therefore, the business plan, the fund inject, all these things, they become very agitated. I give you an example. At 10 o'clock at night, often I get a call that, sir, our weather radar is gone on those aircraft and it's gone. And you know, this is a full stop. I, being the accountable manager, CEO, I cannot ask my engineering head, why did it go, what is? I said that, what is the time we have? Well, sir, we have 3 flying days that we can cover it up with the minimum equipment list that we call MEL. Okay, fine. So did you send this RFQ? Yes, sir. Okay. Without any question, issue the purchase order. I just cannot ask him that why, what. So this is what is the aviation. This mindset, being a CEO, I must possess that. And once I transmit this thing to the group CFO, Chief Financial Officer, he is looking after another 8 sisters of my company. He says that, what is this? You just gave order this, it is $22,000 just like that. I said, yes. I said, no, $22,000 weather radar. If we do a purchase for this automation factory, this 22,000, it comes through the board of directors. They do the meeting and only then we can issue. And you just gave just like that without informing anybody. Well, this is aviation. So this kind of mindset of the businessman, those who are investing, that is pretty much absent. They just jump into it and just to give at times. But it's very interesting, you know, that once they go into some social gatherings or somewhere else, they don't say that they own 5 garments factory or 2 pharmaceuticals factory. First thing they say that I own an airlines. Really? Yes, I own an airlines. Anytime my chairman goes outside the country, his first year, he gets a briefing from me. What is the latest of my airlines? I said that, sir, this. Because he is going abroad, he is going to have some business, he is going to have some meeting with somebody, and he will speak that first thing he will say that I own an airlines. I will say what is going on in your airlines, so update himself. So that is what it is. But the business plan and with the investment, they are still lagging behind as a whole. And we are lagging in HR development. As I said, that HR, this is a common. I give you an example in my company right now. We are a small company. We are as many as 7 expatriates. And 7 expatriates, foreigners, round the year, my commercial departments, they remain busy. Right this morning, I get a call, they, sir, I am going to SB. They have called for the police clearance for one of the newcomers. So they remain busy, this HR, just because we could not develop by ourselves and we have to depend on them. So that goes about the operator. Now, let's focus on yours, individual. My dear students, we are really looking forward to you to come into the industry because we did not have a slow and smooth intake into the industries. And you are coming in, and I really appreciate, especially the present chairman civil aviation. We had the ATI, Airman Training Institute. They have got 147 approved. I am looking forward that when 2026, 27 will come, that those people will come in and join the industry. And the same way, I am looking forward to another 2025, 26 or 27, that when new people will come to the industry, at least you will come and then you start. And another 5 years down the line, we can move forward and there will be opportunities are enormous. Okay. I gave 2 case studies. You may think that this is a very big thing. No, in my company, sir, am I overshooting time? Just I'll take another 5 minutes. So 2, one is my head of camo. He is only 30 years old and he's holding a big position. He's holding a very big position, civil aviation approved appointment holder. And this guy, he's just an electrical engineer. He took some interest and we backed him up and he's reached that position. Another guy, he is a technician. He from EASA part 66, he completed his module 10. And one day he comes, he was a senior technician. He comes and he said that I would like to go to Turkey, sir. Could you give me leave for 3 months? And just go ahead. We half paid leave, gave him 90 days. He went, he got his type rating on 330, 777. He came back. And after that, within 2 months, he says that, sir, I got a job. So if you kindly leave me. So where did you get the job? First, I have got a job in KLM. KLM? Really? Well, yes, sir. So where is your workstation? It's Singapore. So he has gone to Singapore and he's, I don't know how much he's drawing. For sure, KLM has got some standard. So these are the case studies that these two just in front of me. So there are many other cases like that. So I want that similar or better things will happen for you. This aviation is a glamorous world, glamorous. First time, once our office cleaner comes and joins, he goes to the aircraft and I take him for a ride. That let's go for a ride. So, and they become so much. And then after some day, one guy came and said, sir, the salary is very less. Well, then why don't you go off? Well, sir, after all, I work in airlines. I have some respect in my family. So this is the kind of and having an airport entry pass is a big thing. That where are you going? Where is your office? Well, airport. Inside the airport? Yes. Well, really? Well, yes, inside the airport. He goes and he talks to his in-laws and family and whatnot, almighty knows. So these are the opportunities. You can have enormous opportunity to chance to go around the places, and of course, not to mention about the remuneration and your earnings. So all those things. And then you have all the flexibility. Once someone works in an airlines or in an aviation, the rest of the world is open for him because his horizon opens up so much. He can stay away. He becomes jack of all trade. He can go in any other, your power sector. He can go to the medicine sector. He can go to the R&D sector, anywhere and everywhere that is open for you. So that's all about the, your opportunities will be there. And now I just give you a few 2-3 points regarding your challenges and your points. First thing, be ready to work under the sun, under the aircraft wing. This is the common mistake I find, that the rated engineers, those who come from outside the world, outside our country, they push the trestle. They do all those things with their grease and other things. They wear the half sleeve and half shorts and work like anything. They don't mind. But our local engineers, they have got some kind of notion that, well, I am a type-rated engineer. It is the technician should do, and I should do only the signing part. Sorry. If you have that notion, please get rid of this. You are having a AC classroom. You are under the fan and all this, doing excellent suit tie, but get out of that notion that I will be doing this managerial task and somebody else will do. No, you have to do it by yourself. So that's a challenge to break that notion. And this is a big challenge being an Bangladeshi, so better take care of this. Then comes, that is a stressful work, definitely, because always there will be timeline and it's very delicate job and margin of error is 0. You just cannot do mistake. You release the aircraft and on your release, I take the aircraft and I take 200 passengers on board. So there is no margin of error. At the same time, this is a stressful job. Then comes, most of the places you'll be working in the hubs, and these hubs, like in Dhaka, in Bangladesh, probably only the Dhaka is the hub. And if you are from other place, that you know. If you're going national, international, regional, your hub will be. So your family life and your personal life might be disturbed. But not, I always prefer that you should have your good life, but at the same time, these are the stresses and these are the challenges that the individual you will get. I'll not prolong my word further. Probably I have overshot time. Provici is looking at me every time and now again. So to summarize, I said that this aviation in next 20 years is going to be double, triple all over the world. We are part of this Pacific region and our growth rate is further high. Bangladesh is stepping forward, and this 2040, this aviation will be different. And with that, the challenges comes. Challenges will be national challenges with the infrastructure, and bureaucratic and all those things. And I'm sure people are there to take care of that. But your challenges will be to prepare yourself to face these challenges and get into the industry quickly so that we can get benefit out of all you. Wish you all the best, and thanks for your patience sharing. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable feedback. Aviation perspective.
Now, I want to request the speakers to share their experience and thoughts about this.
ল্যাপটপটা এখানে দিয়ে দেয়। না 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 না, এই চেঞ্জ হবে না, এটাতে চেঞ্জ হয় না, এই সফটওয়্যারটা এটাতে চেঞ্জ হবে না। হ্যাঁ, প্রেস করেছো? লেট মি সি। এনিওয়ে, okay. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Respected Vice Chancellor, Vice Marshal Fakhrul Islam Saleh, respected advisor to the university, Air Vice Marshal Mahmoud Hussain, who is the ex-chairman of Civil Aviation Authority of Bangladesh, Provisy, keynote speaker, distinguished guests, and my dear students. Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. I'm sorry, initially I didn't know that there was a keynote speaker and you spoke all what I'm supposed to tell. If I knew that Mustafiz was here, probably I'd not dare to come, or I'd not come to here to talk on this issue. He has covered all, but let me say that he is a little bit of pessimistic to my understanding because he is an operator. But I'm a little optimistic. I'm a little optimistic as our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was. He had a dream that Bangladesh will be one day regional hub, aviation hub. I heard from Honorable Prime Minister, then he used to work, father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, when he was in, he used to always often take his family to Cox's Bazar and walk on the beach and then saying at the location, he used to say that one day my country will be the hub. And I'm really optimistic. And so his daughter is our Honorable Prime Minister. She's the one who is taking us to that level, trying to take us to that level. So, ladies and gentlemen, with this, I'd like to start giving some comment only because I was not prepared well. I thought that I'll share my experience, and then having that due letter from the VC that he has given the topic also to talk, then I was looking for my computer that whether I have some slides or not. So I got some slides and coupled them together and then brought some piece of information here, so which I can share with you. But my staff officer did not do the good job. I'm not very used to give my computer to somebody else. I normally operate, but he always messes the thing. Last time also it happened, but because I'm comfortable with my own computer handling. I'm not smart, so smart that I can depend on others. But the topic is today very smart topic, that aviation. What is the topic? Let me see. Oh. Can you press the just screen only on the screen? Just screen, touch the screen. Screen. আচ্ছা, এই জন্য এটা আমার anyway, let it be like this. Okay. So before we talk smart aviation. So we are seeing that our government has considered Bangladesh Vision 2021 to make us a developed nation by 2041. এটা কি তোমরা এখানে কানেক্ট করতে পারবা? ইয়া আছে? আচ্ছা, while they do so, এটা দাও, আমার ইয়েটা আছে তো, কটটা দাও। আমার ব্যাগটা নিয়ে আসো। আমার ব্যাগটা থেকে অ্যাডাপ্টারটা দাও, যে কোনো কেবল হলেই হবে। I do have adapters. এটা অন্য কম্পিউটারে এটা নেয় না, যার জন্য you miss some of the information. এটা দাও আমাকে, অ্যাডাপ্টারটা এটা পাওয়া যাবে। দাও এটা দাও, ফোনটা দাও, ফোনটা দিও। ভালো লাগবে না কিছু। It's okay. Okay, what I was telling you that as I say that father of the nation, he really envisaged that what that technological development you heard from our keynote speaker, that smart Bangladesh. Can you hear me? Okay. It was the vision of our father of the nation, and our honorable Prime Minister is taking us to that level. And that's why the Vision 2041 is that, and the smart Bangladesh under the philosophy of our father of the nation. So if we talk this, you can 2041, what you see. This is the 2021, 2041. We are moving forward a smart Bangladesh, developed by Bangladesh. And there are 4 pillars. What are those pillars? These are smart economy, then smart citizen, then we are all, and the smart government. The governance has to be also smart. And finally, there has to be a society. And that will make us to reach up to the destination, the goal we are looking forward. So as you are in this university, we are all part of the citizen. We will have to become smart. And gradually, in fact, we are moving towards that. That's why I'm optimistic, like our Honorable Prime Minister, that hopefully we can do it. We can take our industry also in that level. Although we are little late, but we can do it. And before I go, I also like to apprise you about my position. That you see, you are in the academia, you are pursuing your education to support this industry. What I am the state. On behalf of the state regulatory body, we are supporting the vision of the government. And another part, the keynote speaker that he was here, they are the operator. They are the industry. So industry, academia, government has to be interfaced to take all this vision accomplished. So this is how we are working. You are very important. And I'm very happy that our today's keynote speaker, he really mentioned that we are looking for you, looking towards you. You can take this vision fulfilled. through you. Because if there is no rights to good, a smart citizen, then we cannot reach this vision. We cannot achieve this vision. But as I have given the opportunity by the BC, so I'll take this opportunity also to talk, as you are an academia forum, although you know, probably it has been told, but I'll also avail this opportunity to give some highlight on how the aviation is moving, okay? So you see that you all know the history of aviation, and then these are the subjects that I'll cover. And in short,
Aviation. We help power the global economy, supporting millions of jobs, underpinning world trade, and financing vital infrastructure projects. With our ever-growing efficiencies, we're creating a more connected and sustainable future, bringing the benefits of aviation within reach of more people. Air transport helps us receive the package we want the next day and the medicine we need right now. It opens doors to exploration, unlocking the mysteries of countless cultures and far-off destinations. It supports our growing freedom to choose where we want to live within our global community, cities and remote villages alike. And it connects us with those we cherish so that together we can share life's most important moments. Through collaborative action, we are working to reduce aviation's environmental impact, doing our part to support a more sustainable future for everyone. Connecting us all to business opportunities, places, and people. Now, and for the decades to come. Welcome on board.
So this is the aviation, that job opportunity, how the international civil aviation moving, how the industry is moving, and you can see that how the international community is looking at the civil aviation. But that one of the aspects that you saw to become smart by 2050, zero carbon. That is the long-term aspiration of the ICAO that is expected. And this is the graph that already been described by our previous keynote speaker, the job opportunity that it gives. So I'm not going to highlight. This is available on the internet. You can go and have a look. I already mentioned about this civil aviation and father of the nation. You see, just after 71, he raised the civil aviation industry, and also he had a big hope that it will be a hub, aviation hub in the region. And accordingly, our government is taking us forward. You can see this is a short diagram where you can see the development of the civil aviation to become a smart aviation in 2019. Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated this Terminal 3 that you heard about it. And by 2023, smartly we have done it. And hopefully by 2024, it will be operational. It's one of the infrastructure related to the smart aviation in the coming days that we are looking forward. And in 2023, internationally, we have also by now, we have gone international level. It's no more, we are only at the domestic level. Today, our footstep is there in the international civil aviation, and we hosted. You might have heard that in 2023 we hosted for the second time our regional Director General's conference in Dhaka, and that was conducted very efficiently, and it was highly appreciated by all the participants. That includes around 328 participants globally from the Asia Pacific region and other parts of the world, and also many other projects we have handled in Bangladesh. This two picture I would like to show. As we are looking for the smart aviation, you see that Dubai, Singapore, these two countries, Dubai is a city, but it is a brand of aviation. Today, this country has flourished because of the aviation. You call all kind of aviation, this Emirates, Fly Dubai, many other airlines are operating. And this aviation has given them, have made them world hub, global hub through the aviation. And Singapore, this is Singapore Airlines. Singapore. Singapore is nothing but a dot in the world, but now they are also business hub, and the country has progressed much because of the aviation. And they are day by day becoming much smarter. It's not only these two countries, many other countries. And today our aspiration, expectation to go and go close to them. Whereas these two countries, you know, they were liberated, they were independent in 1971. We are also 1971, but we fell behind. But these two countries have gone so high. So this is a lesson that I always give once I talk about this country regarding the aviation. I'll not go detail. You have already heard about all this history of 𝐈𝐶o, you know, that it was 7th December 1944, in the midst of Second World War. This was raised, have a global consensus on the civil aviation and how to take it forward. I just show you only 𝐈𝐶o annexes here. These are the guiding principles, take this aviation forward globally. Total 19 annexes and around 12,000 plus standard recommended practices. That is the thing that we all comply with, and especially as you all know that there was a question regarding the part 147 that this institution has to be certified by the civil aviation. That comes under the Annex 1. Annex 1 is a licensing by on behalf of the International Civil Aviation. Our Civil Aviation Authority of Bangladesh is entrusted to give licensing on the personnel, because if civil aviation does not recognize this aviation university as an certified institution, then your education will not have any value to the industry. So that's why we are working together to certify you as early as possible. University is working, civil aviation is trying to support, and this is how we can build our capacity. Another comes under operation and aircraft, Annex 6, that is MRO. MRO kind of thing, the organization, maintenance, repair, over those certification also we provide from the civil aviation for part 145. Once you will be in the job, you will be also will be accustomed with this kind of terms and terms of the civil aviation. Now, already I mentioned about position of how civil aviation functions. You see that we formulate all the policies and also ensures that compliance of these standards and annex requirement. And aviation survey also provided, which our keynote speaker today said, there is a conflict of interest. It is true. This regulatory body and the facilitators should be different, or institution, organization. But in Bangladesh, it was there. Our father of the nation, Bangabandhu, he was really genius. He raised two organizations. One is for the airport development and another for regulatory function. But later on, because of this governance, this was changed. It was merged into one civil aviation in 1984. And thereafter, it remained like this. But we have again taken measures to separate these two organizations. One will be totally regulatory function, and another will be facilitation function. So we are working under this present government. And we provide all these services as well, regulatory besides. And then, okay, just short glimpse on our organization. There are as many as 6 members are looking after different organization, different responsibilities. And we have another chief engineer who looks after the engineering side, and mostly regulation. Today we have our director, FSR. There is also one member. They regulate. They conduct all the regulatory function. Is this certification, other thing, compliance issues? They monitor and they supervise. They control. So this is how that our civil aviation is functioning. As I said that we have raised, and some of you, were you there in this Director General's conference? There was some participation from, from Dhaka campus. So you see that today we have reached up to that level that we can have our position in international civil aviation. Just to give you an idea. And the one that I said to you that why Bangladesh can dream to become a hub, that is, you see, our geographic location, which our father of the nation envisaged. Because of this location, we are very central location in the Asia, and also close to the Asia Pacific, all region. 4 hours we can go reach any part of Asian countries, and 6 hours we can go to other like Middle East and far close to Africa, and 8 hours we can go to Europe. So this is one of the very good location which geographical dividend is there to become an hub. And demography, if we look, you can see how much population we have. In this region, we're the fourth largest region in the world, if you call it South Asia, and Bangladesh having one of the biggest population. And we have 7.5 million expatriates work abroad. If they often fly, that's the biggest market that we have in our country. And 25 lakhs foreigners are working in Bangladesh, and its number is increasing. So there is a huge market that we have in our country. And we have all the potential, tourism, garments that you heard from our keynote speaker, that medicine, garments, all this sector, tourism sector is one of the deprived sector, but we have the potential. Government has taken a step, made a master plan, and we hope by next another 5 years, this field will be flourished and we'll get a lot of opportunities, and there will be huge requirement of air transportation. And you have seen from that last video, 58% of tourism takes place through the year. So that is a huge potential that we have. That is the opportunity that we have in our country. And also, if we look at the passenger growth, it was already told by our keynote speaker. Just let me show you that why Terminal 3 was constructed. You know that Terminal 3 was only capable of handling 8 million passengers. But you look, it was by 2019, we reached the saturation point. This in 2023, you see that 4.5 million for departure and arrival, and 9 million plus passengers that we handled, international passengers. And if we add with the domestic, it's a huge figure. In 2023, it was almost more than 2 million passengers. That means 11 million passengers already we are handling from Hazrat Shah Jahan International Airport. So it was a timely requirement to have air expansion and also upgradation, smart airport construction, and that is all there in the Terminal 3. But it is true, what the challenges are there, that if we cannot maintain it, handle it properly, probably that will be a difficult proposition. But that's why from the government side, we are taking all measures so that we can reach or fulfill the dream of our government. So I'll skip the cargo. And you see by now what is the state of our country. We have air service agreement. This is our bilateral agreement with different friendly countries. 55 countries we have made agreement that they want to operate from Bangladesh. And 37 international carriers are operating from Bangladesh, to and from Bangladesh. And we are covering 38 destinations globally, international destinations. 11 cargo operators, and by now we have also 4 our domestic air operators. Those are carrying the passenger flights, Biman, as you know, US Bangla, then Novair, Air Astra. So this is the airlines. So this is really growing very fast. Even our general aviation, where we have the 35 plus helicopters, they're greatly contributing to our economy and our socio-economic development. Today, these helicopters are taking all our investors to their different garments industries. And that's why people are, as you know, that 2016 during this, what is it called, attack in Gulshan, Holy Artisan. After Holy Artisan, investors started stop their visiting Bangladesh because of the security situation and transportation, inadequate transportation. Now, because of having this, general aviation helicopters available, investors are coming to Bangladesh early in the morning and the evening they're leaving the country. So country economy is immensely benefited by the aviation, by the total aviation activities. Some of the development projects, just I would like to show you that how we are moving. It is one of the domestic airport that we are upgrading. It is in the Cox's Bazar. It is Hazrat Shah Jahan International Airport. You see, is a dream into reality that we have constructed. You see that this design, multi-border transportation hub, all kind of any transport you think that is linked with this terminal building, and architecturally, operationally, functionality, everything has been considered through in this terminal. And hopefully by the time next year, if we are highly considerate on the handling that capability that we have at this moment is not so satisfactory, which was told previously by our speaker. Government as such has taken measures so that we can improve our handling capacity, and we are trying to give it to the international handler so that they can handle better and we can generate more revenue from this airport. So this is how government is trying to move forward. Okay. This is another very technological advancement that you can see that in Cox's Bazar, we are constructing one runway, reclaiming land from the sea. It is the first time ever our government has taken such a brilliant step to make runway on the sea. So this is big advancement in Bangladesh. So that's why we are very optimistic that hopefully we'll able to reach to that expected level, which has been desired by our government. Okay, the challenges, we have aviation, many challenges was covered. So I'll talk on some of the challenges. You know, aviation is a very expensive affair. So fund is a big constant. Either you want to buy a new aircraft or buy a constant infrastructure. Fund is a very important aspect. In 2019, we are about to construct Terminal 3 and in Sayyidpur, another regional international airport. But due to fund constraint, COVID, and followed by Ukraine war situation, our economy has badly affected. So we could not do the acquisition of land. Land acquisition would cost around 5,500 crore taka, which is not possible at this moment to buy the land and go for construction. So this is, if you want to improve this infrastructure, it costs money. If you want to improve the system, it costs really big fund. Land, because aviation requires a huge land. It's not that buses, you can make a bus stand and operate from there. So it requires, like a university, it requires a big housing, big accommodation. University is trying to get land, but government is facing difficulties to allocate budget. So for development, aviation, it requires also a lot of fund, lot of land. It requires skilled manpower. We already heard that what is the requirement of skilled manpower. So we are looking at the university to provide us to that amount of manpower that you heard today morning. He said that how much manpower is still around 60 foreign pilots are operating in Bangladesh. 40 technicians, foreign technicians operating in Bangladesh. Just meet our present requirement. But the way the growth is taking, It requires more manpower, more pilot, more controller, more engineers, more technicians. That we are looking at from the university or from other institutions that are giving training on this aviation aspects. So huge sector and huge development. And another major aspect is the rapid changes in the technology. That today that engineering that you are studying here, aerodynamics that you are studying, it's changing. You heard that, I show you that in the picture that by 2450, this international community is looking at net zero carbon. So now the evolution is going, industry is moving towards a different kind of engine, which will emit less carbon, zero carbon. So we have to adapt to the system. We have to change the engine. We have to change configurations. So this is a very expensive affair, and it is moving. It is changing every time. So this is and you know this this aviation in this fourth industrial area, this era. So there is a lot of changes are expected. Remoteless, cordless, pilotless, everything. So these are challenges that we have to adapt, and that costs money. It is not free. And for support and cooperation. And that is why, you know, that it requires collaboration, support from the government, support from the industry, support from every corner, and also support from other members. Not every country can meet the requirement. For example, now if I want to make 2050 net zero, it is not possible with the economic condition that we have in Bangladesh. So we need support from the rich member state. And there also, in this, one thing is good in the international community, in the aviation community, there is a sense of cooperation that works. And that started with the convention, Chicago Convention. Chicago Convention was meant for that, the cooperation amongst the understanding between the member states. And that exists in this aviation community. So there is a policy, one ICAO policy, no country should be left behind policy. So these are all made so that it can fulfill this ambition, aspiration, expectation of the International Civil Aviation Authority organization. So way forward, what can we do? As a Civil Aviation Authority, what we do? We are devise, change under circumstances, framework, policy that we are working on, infrastructure development that government has entrusted, a new infrastructure we are constructing, and also trying to create a sustainable aviation environment, ecosystem. That is our responsibility, or we can do gradually, and we are at the right pace under the great leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister. And government side, as I said, that government needs to give me fund to develop new terminal, new airport. So government is supporting, promoting growth of aviation industries. Government is encouraging to have industry in Bangladesh. Government has encouraged to have this university, and government rightly knows it is very important. And that's why government is providing support and policy support from the ministries, different ministries. Although there are a lot of challenges, as we mentioned, that, you know, to get a clearance, and stakeholder or airlines have to go to 3, 4, 5, 6 ministries. So there is a lack of understanding at this moment. But I hope this is, if through the awareness process and once the political leaders are on board, this is gradually it will be solved. But it's true that not many people understand aviation business. But once you guys are getting well education, trained, you will be able to move forward. You are our future generation, future leaders. You can uphold the situation, and also you can also make aware to the others on this aviation. And financial support I mentioned. Without the support of the government, we cannot move forward. And stakeholders. If we look at the smart aviation, stakeholder means those who are supporting this our total aviation activities. You know that besides the airlines, that other services like immigration, customs, everyone have to be on board, and they have to customize their services as per the global practices. So why there was a shortcoming in our airport handling? Because our stakeholders are not adapting to the international requirement or the best practices. But the time has changed. Now, from the civil aviation side, government side, we are making effort so that those stakeholders, they come on board, they improve their services as per the best global practices. Then modernization of fleet by the airlines, and then development, good HR business plan, it is already mentioned. These are the two, and finally is ensure the passenger satisfaction. Whatever the airlines will do, airlines will have to, if they want to survive, they will have to either make the passengers happy. They have to satisfy the passenger and the customers. And that's why this present day requires the best service. Whoever can the best service, that can really create a smarter service, smarter offer, cheaper offer. Those kind of thing, innovative things can improve the total ecosystem of the aviation ecosystem. And finally, the academia. This is the one. You are the people, you are the citizen, you have to get yourself educated, and you can really, you have to establish as a good professionals. And these people can only contribute to the economy, to the society, to the industry. And that's a part of the academia. So this is a thing that I wanted to share. In fact, most of the points have been covered by Q.Muhammad Mustafiz very nicely, brilliantly. And as a government, I must say I'm responsible on behalf of the government to support the industry, to support the academia, all aspects, and work on behalf of the government. Today, I'm really thankful to the Vice Chancellor and the university that you have brought me here to have a direct observation, physical observation on how we are moving. Starting from yesterday's your cultural evening, I am so impressed. I'm satisfied seeing that to become a smart Bangladesh, we have the smart students who will take this vision accomplished. Very smart presentation, good hospitality. And today morning, I had opportunity to see around your all the facilities. And that gave me a feeling that we are going in the right direction. Although there are shortcomings, shortages, but I can assure you, the government is very sincere. Government is trying to support, especially Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. She is trying to lead this country, and you are her soldiers who can really accomplish the task. And I'm sure from the government side, whatever the need, that is why, today with my team, I have brought my director, Flight Standard, who looks after the regulatory function. I have my director administration, who looks after the human resources, how to take your expertise or how to develop you so that you can be fitted to the industry. So we are working on that so that by the time you pass out from this university, you don't have to look for your job. We'll look for you. Industry will look for you. Okay? So that is our effort we are trying to make. I don't want to demotivate you telling you all the challenges, but from the government side, we're trying to mitigate the challenges so that your future is bright, our country's future is bright. We are all working together, as I said at the beginning, interfacing the academia, interfacing the industry, and the government is our responsibility. Only then we can fulfill our objective. So thank you. It was a wonderful session. Now, as I'm here, if you have any kind of question from your side, I'd like to also take, if you allow. Okay. Please. No, you can tell from there. Please, please.
Is the CAP license applicable for getting the job outside of the country? Are we going to undergo any kind of coaching program that under the practicalization of this syllabus? If it is, how long will it take to complete?
Please come again, the question.
Are we going to undergo any kind of coaching program under the practicalization of this syllabus? If it is, how long will it take to complete? We are going to be trained as far as it comes to concept. My final question. Our university is charging us almost 6 lakhs for the module and original content. For this particular course.
6 lakh for USDT.
Yes. These are the questions.
Okay.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for your questions. Some of the questions probably I replied, I already given some hint that about your license, cab license, and my previous speaker also, he mentioned some of that how we do the licensing. But about that your license applicability, it is. If you are licensed in Bangladesh, it is applicable. Because that's why, to have a civil aviation authority, there are some requirements from the International Civil Aviation. And Bangladesh, all the signatories, they fulfill those requirements. For example, we have the law, act, and it is ratified. If it is ratified and if we inform it to ICAO, they accept us. And the regulatory body that we have made, it is in line with the ICAO guideline. And the licensing process that we follow, it is international. So if you are licensed in Bangladesh, you can use it any country. But they may have you have to, for example, they have to validation. Validation have to be done if you want to work any other country. For example, and pilot from USA, if he comes to Bangladesh, we will not allow him to fly with the USA license. He or she has to validate his or her license in Bangladesh. And that is fact, but it is applicable. So don't be worried, don't be in don't have an idea that our license is not valid. Our license is valid, and it's not only valid, I must say that it has a good value to many countries. License from Bangladesh, either it is a pilot licensing or any other licensing. Our people are operating in different countries, serving in many countries. Because previously there was no opportunity. People has to if you go to the Middle East, many of the technicians are working from Bangladesh. Pilots are working from Bangladesh. Many controllers are working abroad with our license, our training system. What steps we take for licensing? You are asked. That step is prescribed steps. For example, for your institution that your institution have followed several steps. There are several checklists that we have there. It is difficult to give you all this. So we follow that whether university is following all those steps. Couple of steps that are there, and by now university has already complied with all the steps. Now it is a matter of just validating from the civil aviation and giving license to the university. It's a part 147 that we are talking about. Okay. OJT program in the military aircraft, you said? No. Your second question was regarding OJT. Third question. No. No, you can just say. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, let me say clearly. You are a technical organization. Okay, technical training does not require much differentiation with the military aircraft. Aircraft designs are almost same. It is the understanding of the authority whether it can accept or not. It is not mandatory that your training has to be the civil aircraft. Okay, but for your so that you get some advantage, we advise the institutions to have your training on the commercial aircraft so that it will have an advantage in your future career. Otherwise, basic design is everything same, and only the operation in the civil environment and the military is different. But basic engineering construction is all same. We all comply with the same standard. Okay, and there are some, for example, aircraft. In the military aircraft, what is the difference between military and civil aircraft? Military aircraft does not much care about the passenger, care about the mission. Our civil aircraft care about the passengers' comfort. So sound, noise, then what is called air conditioning system. Those are very much considered in the, if an operator knows what is the difference and how to take care of those, there's no problem. Your education system will dictate that. And also civil military cooperation is well accepted in the International Civil Aviation Organization. There is a clause that military and civil can work together for the safety and security of this ecosystem. So there is no main bar on your education on the military aircraft. You're having learning and then it will not be applicable. No. You see that our ATI, we are certifying our ATI Airman Training Institution. They are all working on the military aircraft. But the moment they are released, if they have the certificate license, they can be accepted in any of the organization. And that's why people are looking forward. We have ATA, we certified ATA in 2021, am I correct? In 2021. And people are looking forward for them. If they are coming, they leave the Air Force, so they can be absorbed in the civil aviation industry. So there will be no problem. Okay, don't have concern about this. About OJT and module, this is the calculation. Nothing is free. The government is not giving subsidy on this your training program. Government is authorizing the institution to train you. So if there is an expenditure, it is the university does not take much profit, especially the government university. It is the private university, and now university calculates what is the best possible fees to be given by and paid by a student. So if it is considered 6 lakh, 4 lakh, 3 lakh, it all depends on the university. But if VC will able to say, or the Pro-VC, and they can look into this issue. If there is a scope, they can reduce. If they have to, but if they give you some better facilities, probably it is going to increase. It may increase. But if you look at this study, if you want to study the same education in United States or UK, is really expensive. I think in Bangladesh context, I'm not sure why these charges are there, but total charges that a fee that you pay much lesser compared to many other countries. But you have a better scope. Huh? Yes, here you see many facilities, and in Bangladesh, we are lucky that Bangladesh Air Force is supporting this university. Today, if this Air Force was not supporting, probably it would not be possible for by the university, because the university has not received any fund from the government yet to acquire the land. It's the generosity of the Air Force that has given this school building. You know, this was constructed by the Air Force Fund, and now you're free getting all this building and getting your education here. That's why I must say that government is paying, and it was because it was direction given by the Honorable Prime Minister. That's why Air Force has given this consent and taken the responsibility, huge responsibility, to support the industry in Bangladesh. And she is looking at you. And you are the one who can really take us to this space. Okay? Any other question? Please. Okay. Please go ahead. Yes, I told you that we are here today to have keeping that consideration in our mind. I have brought my direct administration. We discussed with your Vice Chancellor and your our former chairman, who is your advisor here. We all are working so that your education that you received can be used in the industry. Before you pass out, we'll make something so that you have an opportunity to apply for a job in the industry. Of course, that we are working together with the university and so that you get your Part 147 and you are licensed. But that doesn't guarantee you to get a job. I'm telling you, my dear student, you will have to acquire the knowledge. Mere passing out from here will not allow you a job. You will have to go through the recruitment process of that organization or the industry. If you don't pass, don't blame university. Don't blame CAB. They've given us a CAB certificate that entitles you job. Even you look for a job in abroad, you'll have to go through the recruiting process. You'll have to pass through the written exam, 𝐕𝐽𝑒 exam, medical examination. Only then you get a job. That has a separate process. But the knowledge, required level of knowledge, as you are here, try to pursue the knowledge so that you can apply for that job. Okay. But from the government side, our job so that your education we validate and we make a scope for you so that you can go to the industry, come to the industry. Please. In aviation, there is no room for error. Okay. One error can kill 400, 500 passengers at a time. So once you pursue your education, try to be attentive, try to learn as much as possible. But I can tell you, you have a brilliant staff of your faculties here. They are highly experienced. And in Bangladesh, I think this is the premier institutions. No other institution can give you education like this. The way the whole syllabus is arranged, I am really confident that you will attain a better education and better leader for the future. That I can tell you. Okay. But I'm little also frustrated to see the number of female is very less. As you know that from the government side, we are trying to promote, and especially from the civil aviation side, we are trying to promote female in our aviation business. That's why we have introduced a scholarship. Now, last year, I have given a scholarship to 3 young pilots, so 6. This year, we have a plan for the engineers, technicians, and other to give. We would like to pay for so that they are attracted to come in the aviation business. And it is also our last Director General Conference. The theme topic was to promote women gender equality in aviation professionals. So I'm looking forward to BC. Okay, make it more. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your patient sharing, and thanks University for giving me this opportunity. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
For this segment, I would like to request our honorable Vice Chancellor, to please lecture, and to Vice Chancellor, I request our honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to hand over the place to our honorable Vice Chancellor.
Our group captain, 𝐶𝐞𝐞𝐯𝐞𝐸, Honorable Vice Chancellor. And Daniel Islam, Director and Joint Secretary of Staff, the Council State to a moment from our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Deputy Director APA, Council State to token of momentum from our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Foreign Leader Nazir Uddin Nasser, Staff Officer to Chairman of Dept, Council State token of momentum from our Honorable Vice Chancellor.
The clock is clicking and we have time to catch up. So I'll be short, rather. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. বেসামরিক বিমান চলাচল কর্তৃপক্ষের সম্মানিত চেয়ারম্যান মহোদয়, CEO Sky Capital Airlines Limited, Pro-VC, distinguished sport, our deans, faculty members, and beloved students, Assalamu alaikum. And ভেরি গুড আফটারনুন। আমরা বাংলায় স্পিচ বলবো। আমরা এগিয়ে যাবার অভিযাত্রায় এবার এভিয়েশন সেক্টরের যুগ চাহিদার অনুকূলে আমরা আজকের এই সেমিনারটা আয়োজন করেছি, যে সেমিনারটা ছিল ডেভেলপিং স্মার্ট এভিয়েশন ফর বাংলাদেশ, চ্যালেঞ্জেস অ্যান্ড অপরচুনিটিস। এটা একটা সময় উপযোগী এবং গুরুত্বপূর্ণ সেমিনার আমরা মনে হয়েছে আমাদের স্টুডেন্টের জন্য, বিকজ তাদের মনে অনেক কোশ্চেন্স, এবং আজকের এই সেমিনারের মাধ্যমে আমার মনে হয় অনেক কোশ্চেনের আমরা কিছু কিছু সমাধান আমরা পেয়েছি। এবং আমি দেখলাম যে আমার ফার্স্ট ইয়ার স্টুডেন্ট যেভাবে কোশ্চেন করছে তার চাকরি কোথায় হবে। সো আমার তো ইচ্ছা যে চাকরির পরে পড়ালেখা আগে, আগে ভালো মানুষ হও, ভালো শিক্ষিত হও, হ্যাঁ ভালো সিটিজেন হও, চাকরি ইনশাল্লাহ তোমাদের পিছনে দৌড়াবে। আজকে এই সেমিনারের শেষে আমি এখানে দাঁড়িয়ে আমার কনক্লুডিং স্পিচ দেওয়ার সুযোগ পেয়ে আমি নিজেকে আনন্দিত মনে করছি এবং ভাগ্যবান মনে করছি। আমি প্রথমেই বিনম্র শ্রদ্ধার সাথে স্মরণ করছি হাজার বছরের শ্রেষ্ঠ বাঙালি জাতির স্বপ্নদ্রষ্টা বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমানকে, যা শিক্ষা দর্শনের বাস্তব রূপ আমাদের এই বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়। স্বল্প সময় যাত্রা এই বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় এভিয়েশন এরোস্পেস সংক্রান্ত বিষয়ে অধ্যয়ন ও গবেষণা কেন্দ্রবিন্দু হিসেবে সর্বমহলে একটি পরিচিতি লাভ করেছে। আমাদের শিক্ষার্থীরাও ফোর্থ জেনারেশন বা শিল্প বিপ্লবের যে চ্যালেঞ্জ মোকাবেলার জন্য এভিয়েশন পেশায় ধীরে ধীরে দক্ষ হয়ে উঠছে। সময়ের দাবির সমান্তরালে যাতে তাদের নিজেদেরকে খাপ খাইয়ে নিতে পারে স্যার, এই জন্য আমরা এভিয়েশন সেক্টরে সমসাময়িক যে সমস্যা সমূহ আছে এর প্রতিকার পন্থা ও বিদ্যমান সুযোগ সুবিধা সমূহকে ব্যবহার সংক্রান্ত আমরা এটা নিয়ে যে বিশেষজ্ঞরা আছে তাদের নিয়ে আমরা একটা সম্মুখ জ্ঞান এবং তাদের সঙ্গে আমরা নিয়মিত সেমিনার এবং সিম্পোজিয়ামের রিচ করি, যাতে করে আমাদের ছাত্ররা কারেন্ট থাকে এবং এই সম্বন্ধে ওয়াকিবহাল হয়। এবং এই ধারাবাহিকতায় আজকের এই সেমিনারটা আয়োজন করা হয়েছিল। এবং আমি যেটা প্রথমেই বললাম, এই সেমিনারের পরে আমরা এই বিষয়ে আমরা অ্যাটলিস্ট আগের থেকে একটু বেটার নলেজেবল হয়েছে, ঠিক না? তোমরা উপকার হয়েছে না? আমার হৃদয় উৎসারিত ধন্যবাদ এবং কৃতজ্ঞতা জানাচ্ছি আমাদের বিমান চলাচল কর্তৃপক্ষের মাননীয় চেয়ারম্যান মহোদয়কে স্যার, এয়ার ভাইস মার্শাল মোহাম্মদ মফিদুর রহমান, বিবিপি, বিএসপি, বিইউপি, এনডিইউ, এফডব্লিউসি, পিএসসি স্যার, এবং স্কাই ক্যাপিটালের আমাদের সম্মানিত সিইও উইং কমান্ডার মোস্তাফিজকে। তারা শুধু ঢাকা থেকে কষ্ট করে আপনার লালমনিরহাটে তাদের অতি মূল্যবান সময় ব্যয় করে এসেছে তোমাদের জন্য, এবং এই এসে আমাদেরকে ওনাদের জ্ঞানলব্ধ উপস্থাপনার মাধ্যমে আমাদেরকে উদ্দীপ্ত করেছে, আমাদেরকে নলেজ জ্ঞান দিয়েছে, এবং ওনাদের যে উদ্দীপনা ছিল যে তার মাধ্যমে আমি শিওর তোমরা সবাই প্রেরিত হয়েছো না, প্রেরণা পেয়েছো না? গুড। এইটাই আমাদের, এই আলোকপাতটাই আমাদের প্রয়োজন ভবিষ্যৎকে দেখার জন্য, দর্শনের জন্য। এই এক একজন এক একটা তোমাদের জন্য আদর্শ, যে আজকে আমাদের সামনে গোলটা কি, এনারা হলো গোল, আমি এই জায়গাটায় পৌঁছবো, আমি এই জায়গাটায় কাজ করব, ঠিক আছে? এই ধরনের ইন্টারাকশন আমাদের অনেক ইনশাল্লাহ হবে। আমরা সবাই জানি মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীর রূপকল্প 2041 উপজীব্য হলো স্মার্ট বাংলাদেশের গড়ার যে আনুষঙ্গ, সেই হিসাবে আমাদের প্রযুক্তি সমৃদ্ধ এভিয়েশন সেক্টরের ভূমিকা, উদীয়মান অর্থনীতির বাংলাদেশের এভিয়েশন সেক্টরের সীমাবদ্ধতা এবং অমৃত যে সম্ভাবনা আছে তার যে হাতছানি, এই সে সম্ভাবনার পালে হাওয়া লাগিয়ে আজকের ভবিষ্যৎ প্রজন্মের যে তোমরা আছো, তোমাদের জন্য বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের যে স্বল্প যাত্রা এবং দেশের এভিয়েশন সেক্টরে যারা অভিভাবক আছেন এবং গুরুত্বপূর্ণ দায়িত্বে নিয়োজিত আছেন, তাদের সাথে আমরা বিমান চলাচলে কিভাবে হয়, কি কি চ্যালেঞ্জ আছে সে নিয়ে যে আলোচনা আমরা আজকে এই সবের মধ্যে যে জ্ঞান পেলাম, তা আমাদের অবশ্যই একটা পাথেয় হবে এবং তোমাদের ভবিষ্যৎ কর্মকাণ্ড গড়ে তোলার জন্য এটা আমাদের জন্য উপকৃত হবে, যেটাকে আমরা বলি আলোকবর্তিতা স্বরূপ হলো তোমাদের জন্য। আমি মনে করি তোমরা এর মাধ্যমে যে তোমাদের জীবনের যে ক্যানভাসটা তৈরি করবা, সে ক্যানভাসে এটার স্বরূপটা তুমি কোথায় চাও, তুমি কোথায় নিজেকে অঙ্কিত করতে চাও, সেটা তোমরা আঁকতে পারবা। বিশেষ করে আমাদের আজকের সেমিনারে যে সম্মোহনী বক্তা ছিলেন এবং যার বাগ্মিতা এবং অতলান্তিক বিষয় জ্ঞান দিয়ে তিনি স্মার্ট এভিয়েশন করার ক্ষেত্রে আমাদের করণীয় সম্ভাবনা স্বপ্নকে অনেক সমৃদ্ধ করেছেন, তা হলো আমাদের আজকের চেয়ারম্যান মহোদয়। তিনি, এটা আবার অতিকথন নয়, আমি মনে করি যে উনি একজন সম্মোহনী বক্তা এবং বিমান বাহিনী আঙ্গিনা পেরিয়ে তিনি দেশ বিদেশে ওনার বাগ্মিতার মাধ্যমে প্রশংসা অর্জন করেছেন। আমরা শিওর যে আজকে যারা আমরা শ্রোতা মণ্ডলী ছিলাম এবং আমার স্পেশালি শিক্ষার্থীরা স্যার আপনার সম্মানী বক্তৃতা তারা আপ্লুত হয়েছে, প্রেরণা পেয়েছে এবং তারা এই সেশনকে আর স্মরণীয় করে রাখবে স্যার। পাশাপাশি আমি আরো আনন্দের সাথে জানাচ্ছি যে আজকে আমাদের হাতে কলমে যে এভিয়েশনটাকে কাজ করছে আমাদের সিও মহোদয়, আমাদের স্কাই ক্যাপিটালের সিও 𝐕𝐜𝐽 মোস্তাফিজ, যার সম্বন্ধে আপনারা জেনেছেন, এ ভেরি প্রফেশনাল ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল। তিনি আজকে এসে আমাদেরকে তাদের চ্যালেঞ্জ এবং যেভাবে উনি রিয়েলিটি এভিয়েশন চালাচ্ছে সেভাবে যে জানালেন এবং স্পেসিফিক্যালি উনি তোমাদেরকে কিছু গাইডেন্স দিয়ে গেলেন। সেই গাইডেন্স গুলো কি ছিল যে আমাদের নিজের হাতে কাজ করতে হবে এবং কোনো কাজকে ছোট করে না নিয়ে এয়ারক্রাফটের নিচে যে কাজ করতে হবে। ইঞ্জিনিয়ারদের কাজই তো এটা, এবং 100% অ্যাকুরেট কাজ করতে হবে, নো এরার, অ্যাবসলিউটলি, বিকজ তোমাদের উপরে সেফটি অফ দ্য এয়ারক্রাফট নির্ভর করবে, জীবন নির্ভর করবে। সো কি পরিমাণ সিনসিয়ার হতে হবে, পড়ালেখা সেরকম স্পেসিফিক হতে হবে এবং 100% তোমাকে পড়ালেখাটা বুঝতে হবে। এখানে কোনো মানে চারই পেতে হবে, পয়েন্ট কম পাওয়াও কিন্তু ঠিক না। তোমরা যে বলো যে পাস করতেছো না বা তোমরা করছো না, কম পারছো, কম পাওয়ার কোনো সুযোগ নেই। ইট ইজ প্র্যাকটিক্যাল ওরিয়েন্টেড এডুকেশন। এখানে চারই পেতে হবে, তোমাকে কাজ পূর্ণ করতে হবে, 100%ই কাজ করতে হবে, নতুবা কিন্তু তুমি একটা রিস্ক ফ্যাক্টর থেকে যাবা। সেটা সম্ভব না। আজকে আমরা ওনার কাছ থেকে শুনতে পেলাম এবং উনি এত সুন্দরভাবে আমাদের কাছে জিনিসটা খুলে ধরলেন, ভবিষ্যৎ সম্ভাবনা। তোমরা এদিকে তাকাও, পার্সোনাল কথা বলো না, এদিকে তাকাও। তো উনি যেভাবে তুলে ধরলেন আমার মনে হয় যে এ থেকে আমরা অবশ্যই মোটিভেটেড হব এবং আমরা ভবিষ্যতে কর্মপন্থা ঠিক করব। এই জন্য আমরা 𝐕𝐜𝐽 মোস্তাফিজকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি আমাদের কাছে সেটা করার জন্য। স্যার আমি আবার সবাইকে, আমাদের দুজনকে আমরা প্রেরণাদায়ী উপস্থিতি এবং গানগর্ভ উপস্থাপনার জন্য আমরা ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। আমি স্পেশালি আমাদের মেধাবী শিক্ষার্থীরা যারা আজকে ডিজিটাল সিটিজেন হিসেবে আমার সারা পৃথিবীতে পরিচিত, আমি নিশ্চিত যে স্যার আপনাদের জন্য তারা আজকে অন্যভাবে তারা প্রাণের বিপ্লবে অনুপ্রাণিত। আমাদের লক্ষ্য হলো স্যার বৈশ্বিক জ্ঞানকে আত্মস্থ করে এভিয়েশন সেক্টরে আমাদের স্বদেশজাত নব প্রযুক্তি তৈরি করা এবং তার মাধ্যমে আমাদের দেশকে ডেভেলপ করা। এবং আপনারা দেখেছেন যে কিছু কিছু জায়গায় আমরা চেষ্টা করছি, ড্রোন বানাচ্ছি, আমরা স্যাটেলাইট বানাচ্ছি, আমরা রকেটারি ইনোভেশন করার চেষ্টা করছি, যাতে করে আমরা লব্ধ জ্ঞান থেকেই আমাদের দেশীয় যাত্রা তৈরি করি এবং সেটা করে আমরা ইকোনমিতে কিছু আমরা কন্ট্রিবিউট করতে পারি। এবং এইভাবে যে আত্মসন্ধান এবং আত্ম আবিষ্কার, এটি আমাদের বঙ্গবন্ধুর শিক্ষা দর্শন। এবং বঙ্গবন্ধু কন্যা মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী শেখ হাসিনা তার মননে ও মানুষে জাতির পিতার স্বপ্ন ধারণ করেন এবং বাস্তবায়ন করার জন্য চেষ্টা করছেন, যেটা আমাদের মাননীয় চেয়ারম্যান আমাদেরকে জানিয়েছেন। ওনার রূপকল্পের মাধ্যমে, স্মার্ট বাংলাদেশের মাধ্যমে, বিভিন্ন ডেফিনেশনের মাধ্যমে উনি জাতি এবং আমাদের দেশটাকে একটা উন্নত দেশে নিয়ে যেতে চাচ্ছেন। তার জন্য কিন্তু আমরা যারা আছি সিটিজেন অফ বাংলাদেশ, তোমরা যারা আছো স্টুডেন্ট অফ ডিফারেন্ট সেক্টরস, তোমাদেরকে এগিয়ে আসতে হবে, তোমাদেরকে স্মার্ট হতে হবে। হ্যাঁ, কালকে স্যার ধন্যবাদ দিলেন তোমাদেরকে খুব সুন্দর একটা কালচারাল প্রোগ্রাম দেওয়ার জন্য। তোমরা নিজের ইনভলভ ছিল, এনজয় করেছো। প্রতিটা সেক্টরে এরকম উৎফুল্ল থেকে, ইনভলভ থেকে তোমাদেরকে এই কাজগুলো করতে হবে। আজকে ওনাদের এসে সেমিনার অনেক কষ্ট করে এসছে, ধন্যবাদ স্যার আপনাদের। এবং এই যে প্রেরণা আমরা পেয়েছি, সেই প্রেরণা আমরা প্রথম থেকে স্পেশাল আমাদের চেয়ারম্যান প্রথম থেকে এই সূচনালগ্ন ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে উনি কিন্তু ইনভলভ। ওনার কোর্সমেটই ছিলেন আমাদের ফার্স্ট বিসি এবং ওনারা বসে বসে কিভাবে সিলেবাস উনি বলে গেলেন, কিন্তু তুমি যে প্রশ্ন করেছো এটা কি যুগোপযোগী না, এই সিলেবাসের প্রতিটা এই যে লেখা, প্রতিটা ক্লাস কোথায় কি হবে, কত সেক্টর, বসে বসে ইন্ডাস্ট্রির সাথে বসে বসে এই যে মাহমুদ হোসেন স্যার, যে ফর্মার চেয়ারম্যান, অ্যাম্বাসাডার, এখানে অ্যাডভাইজার এবং ডিস্ট্রিবিউট প্রফেসর হিসেবে আছেন, এই যে আছেন, এনারা রাত দিন বসে বসে এগুলো কিন্তু তোমাদের জন্য তৈরি করেছে, যাতে তোমরা মার্কেট রেডি হও। তোমরা যখন বের হবা তোমরা ইন্ডাস্ট্রি রেডি হও। আমাদের ইউনিভার্সিটির পড়ালেখা হলো মার্কেট ওরিয়েন্টেড, স্টুডেন্ট সেন্ট্রিক এডুকেশন। এই জন্য আমরা তোমাদের উপর খুব বেশি আমাদের আশা যে তোমরা ইনভলভ থাকো, তোমরা পড়ালেখায় মনোনিবেশ করো। এরকম পড়ালেখার চান্স কোথাও পাবা না। আর টাকা পয়সা যেটা বললাম, যেটা আমার ব্যাপার না, বাট উই হ্যাভ ক্যালকুলেটেড, এবং ক্যালকুলেট থেকে তোমাদের সিলিং থেকে অনেক কম রাখছি। উই আর ট্রাইং টু অ্যাডজাস্ট থ্রু আদার মিনস। তারপরও এই ধরনের পড়ালেখা স্যার যে বললেন, অনেক দাম বাইরে পড়ালেখা করা, আর এত আদর করে, এত তোমার বড় ভাইয়ের মতো যে পিএইচডি করে এসে বিদেশে চাকরি করতে পারতেন না, করে এখানে এসে জয়েন করেছে, ঢাকায় না লালমনিরহাটে বসে তোমাকে শেখাচ্ছে। ওয়াই শুড ইউ টেক ইন্টারেস্ট, ওয়াই শুড ইউ স্টাডি? কি রিজন তোমার না করার? কোনো রিজন নেই। বুঝো কি পরিমাণ সরকার জনগণ তোমার প্রতি এই কন্ট্রিবিউশনটা করছে। সো উই মাস্ট বি ইনভলভড এবং আমাদের নিরলস প্রচেষ্টা থাকবে। আমরা এই যে আমাদের সমস্ত ফ্যাসিলিটি এবং এই যে আমাদের যারা আছে তাদেরকে আমরা চেষ্টা করব। স্যার, আপনাদের এই কন্ট্রিবিউশন আমাদের ইউনিভার্সিটির ইতিহাসে লেখা থাকবে এবং আমাদের সর্বজন বিদিত হবে ইনশাআল্লাহ। আমার বিশেষ করে আমাদের সামনে যে চেয়ারম্যান বসে আছেন, ওনার কন্ট্রিবিউশন আমরা দেখেছি। আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দর হচ্ছে, থার্ড টার্মিনাল হচ্ছে, এবং এই থার্ড টার্মিনাল অনবদ্য মূল ভূমিকায় উনি ইনভলভ আছেন এবং এই স্থাপনের ইতিহাসে ওনার নামটা আমরা মনে করি যে স্থায়ীভাবে সংযুক্ত হয়েছে স্যার। আর আমাদের জানা মতে ইউ আর ট্রুলি আ ন্যাশনাল হিরো স্যার ফর ডুইং সাচ এন কন্ট্রিবিউশন। থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। স্যার, আপনি বলেছেন যে আমরা আমাদের যে কাজ করছি, যে মেইনটেনেন্স ট্রেনিং অর্গানাইজেশন, তার সাথে আমরা আপনার সাথে কাজ করছি। আমরা অত্যন্ত বিশ্বাস করি যে এই কাজটা হয়ে যাবে ইনশাআল্লাহ। আমরা আপনার চেষ্টা করছি টু ইউর রিকোয়ারমেন্ট, অবশ্যই রেগুলেশন মেনে আমরা করব। একই সাথে স্যার তোমাদের জন্য একটা সেসনা এবং একটা হোয়াইট বডি এয়ারক্রাফট দেওয়ার প্রমিস করেছে ইনশাআল্লাহ। এটা আমাদের ক্যাম্পাসে আছে। That addresses your question. Is not military aircraft, civil aircraft is also going to come, and you are going to learn on from. আমাদের আর একটা ব্যাপার ছিল যে আমাদের অনেক কাজ সিভিল এভিয়েশন এবং বিমানের সাথে, যে সিভিল এভিয়েশন বিমান ঢাকাতেই থাকবে, কিন্তু আমরা লালমনিরহাটে। সো আমাদের অনেক প্র্যাকটিক্যাল আসপেক্ট গুলো সেই জায়গায় কাজ করতে হবে এবং আমাদের মাস্টার্সে এবং বিভিন্ন রিসার্চের জন্য আমাদের ঢাকা কেন্দ্রিক হতে হয়। তো ঢাকা একটা ক্যাম্পাস দরকার। তো এই নিয়েও আমাদের চেয়ারম্যান স্যার আমাদেরকে আশকোনা সংলগ্ন একটা জায়গায় যদি আমরা সিভিল এভিয়েশন উল্টো দিকে একটা জায়গা পেতে পারি, তার জন্য প্রচেষ্টা করছেন। এই জন্য স্যারের সাধুবাদ স্যার, অনেক ধন্যবাদ স্যার। above all আপনার সহৃদয় সহযোগিতা এবং আমাদের জন্য যে অবদান, তা আমাদের ইতিহাসে লেখা থাকবে ইনশাআল্লাহ। প্রিয় মেধাবৃত্ত, স্বপ্নবিলাসী প্রাণের জোয়ারে উচ্ছল শিক্ষার্থীবৃন্দ, আমি জানি যে তোমরা প্রত্যেকেই একটা স্পিরিটেড সোল, তোমরা প্রত্যেকেই খুব ইনভলভড। কিন্তু তোমাদের যদি এই পরিশ্রমটা থাকে এবং তোমাদের যদি ঘর্মাক্ত তোমাদের যদি ইনভলভমেন্ট থাকে, তাহলে একদিন আমরা আশা করি এই ইউনিভার্সিটির দ্বারা তৈরি করা সবুজ আমাদের ফ্ল্যাগ ক্যারিয়ার আকাশে উড়বে এবং তোমার স্পেসে চড়বে এবং পুরো জাতি এই দেশের জন্য, তোমাদের জন্য গর্ববোধ করবে। আমরা সেই দিনের অপেক্ষায় রইলাম। হ্যাঁ, আমরা যারা সামনে দাঁড়িয়ে, অভিভাবকরা দাঁড়িয়ে আছি, আমাদের যে আশা, যে বাংলাদেশের যে স্বপ্ন দেখছে জাতির পিতা, তার কন্যা যে চেষ্টা করছে যে এই দেশটাকে উন্নত করার জন্য, স্মার্ট বাংলাদেশ করার জন্য এবং উন্নত বাংলাদেশ করার জন্য, তার প্রতিটা স্টেপে এই তোমাদের মতো ইয়াং জেনারেশন যখন লিডারশিপ নিবে এবং তোমরা নিজেদেরকে তৈরি করে ধারণ করবা, ইনশাআল্লাহ সবুজ পতাকা অনেক উপরে উঠবে, অনেক বেশি সম্মান হবে, বাঙালি দেশ ও জাতি অনেক বেশি আপনার এই নাম কামাবে এবং হবে। তো আমরা পারবো তো এটা ইনশাআল্লাহ। এই বিশ্বাস রেখে আমরা জাতির পিতার এবং জাতির পিতার কন্যার যে আমাদের উপর আশা আছে, সে কমিটমেন্টটাকে আমরা ধারণ করে আমরা ভবিষ্যতের জন্য, আমরা স্যার আপনাদেরকে বলছি ইনশাআল্লাহ আমরা আপনার চেষ্টা করবো ইউনিভার্সিটিটাকে একটি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল স্ট্যান্ডার্ড ইউনিভার্সিটি তৈরি করব এবং এর প্রতিটা ছেলে এই দেশকে নয়, এই ইউনিভার্সিটিকে নয়, জাতিকে গর্বিত করবে। স্যার, আপনাদেরকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ স্যার। আমি আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করছি এবং সবাইকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ দিই তোমার হার্ডওয়ার্কের জন্য। যারা অর্গানাইজ করেছে তাদেরকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ। জয় বাংলা, জয় বঙ্গবন্ধু, বাংলাদেশ চিরজীবী হোক। আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার।
Thank you everyone for joining us. I want to request our Vice Chancellor, sir, to sign the digital book. I request everyone to join in the conversation in the University Public